Hey, hope everyone's doing all right today. Today we're going to cover what the clocks icon does and the messages icon. So clocks and messages are separate ideas. Clocks are used for just the teaching countdown. That's the only thing we want to use clocks for. And messages is just for pre-service countdown. And that's the only thing we want to use pre-service countdown with is messages. That allows us to keep them as separate ideas, separate icons. We're not getting confused within one thing. So let's go ahead and get started with teaching clock. If someone requested a teaching clock, you'd go to the clocks icon, and this window would pop up. As you can see, we already have one labeled here, but if you needed to label it, you just click within it and highlight it and type whatever. But we have a teaching clock here, and then you have a couple different options of the type of clock you want. So countdown timer, countdown to a time, like 5 p.m., and then elapsed time, how long you've been speaking. So we're usually using a countdown timer, and as you can see, that one was already running, but the duration is how long they want it to go. So let's say they want a 30-minute countdown clock. So we set it to 30 and press enter. Overrun means that once this clock expires, it goes negative and shows how long they've gone over. And you can see our clock's ready. So we're ready to go. So you'd get that set up before service. And then when teaching gets around to starting, you'd go back to clocks, find your clock, press start, and you'd see it start. And you can check this in pre-service and run through by going ahead and clicking here and then checking your stage display and making sure that they see it. And then you can just exit out. That will go even without it being pulled up. And then once it's done, you can go back into the menu and press stop and press this little arrow to reset it. So if you need it again for a later time. But that's it for teaching clock. For pre-service countdown, we want to use a separate icon called messages. So if you pull that up, you'll usually see something like this, and you might just see this. So let's start here. And so usually we have a service countdown, and let's say we might need to check and make sure everything's correct. So we'll press this little pencil. You'll notice that we have the countdown token, which is what we want in there. Hours, minutes, and seconds. This is fine. Let's always remove the hour zeros so those don't appear on the screen. And the important thing is checking our template. So we have a specifically made template just for this. It's called pre-service countdown clock, and each computer should have it. And so we're going to click that and make sure it's good to go. With that being the case, now we can choose what type of clock we want. Sometimes you could use countdown to a time and type in 9:15 if that's when your service starts. But usually we're doing a 5-10 minute count. So let's set up a 10-minute countdown. And press enter. So now we're ready for a 10-minute clock. So I could exit out, leave it. And then when I need to come back, it's there for me. So now when I press show message, you can see it comes up on the output. You can see that it started here, and now you can just exit out. Now once the time runs out on the clock, it'll just disappear. It won't stay on the screen or linger. You don't have to do anything else. So once you've had it set and you've had it started, you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Just remember that's in the messages and that's here. Now, if you needed to reset it, you can always stop, reset. And if you do that without hiding it, that'll all show there. So the hide button's here. And then now that we're ready for a reset, we can press show message again and it'll automatically start. And just one more time, if we need to take it away, press hide, stop, and reset. That should be it for service countdown and teaching clock. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to your campus AV staff, and they'll be more than happy to help. Thanks.